Good evening, one. Good evening, all, and welcome to the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series on Grid Vision. We are live this week from Virtual Auto Club Speedway for race 4 out of 15 here for the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. And who's we? Well, it's us, the usual Grid Vision boys up here in the booth. Joe LoCastro, Joe Lotusum, with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire. And in the background right now, you'll see that beautiful Google satellite cam flying down to Auto Club Speedway, where we'll be going around and around doing 100 laps of this bad boy. So Sheldon, are you pumped for this one tonight, my friend?
Oh, absolutely. We're at the finest ghost in all of NASCAR history, the 2-mile, 18-degree banked Auto Club Speedway. And these guys are going to be in for a treat tonight. Very rough surface, multi-groove, wide racing lane altogether. A lot of options for a lot of guys to make a lot of different moves happen. And, man, every time we come to this place, it's just, it's something special.
Love to see it. Let's get a really quick look at this league standings right now. In the first place spot, we got Austin Call, who's had no wins but 2 top 5s. Really good on the points right now. Only 2 points ahead of Maxwell Caldwell. Also, in the top leading points, he's had 2 top 10s, but still is at 107 in points. Amazing work there. Cale Peterson, the first winner there in the third place slot. And then we've got Jonathan Cassaber, Eric Johnson, Dad Teasley, Jacob Ainsworth, Logan Wilson, Joshua Yarbrough, and Bradley Wilson rounding out the top 10 in the league standings here for the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. It's been a fantastic one. If you look at the race results here from the last race, we had Maxwell Caldwell come in first place when he also had the fastest lap out of that race, leading Caleb Elswick and Cale Peterson out of the race from last week. Oh, excuse me. Let's look at this last week's race here. Sorry,
about
folks.
to say.
Recap it here. Yeah, thanks, Sheldon. Give me honest. Why don't you break this one down, Sheldon?
Yeah, bringing home the checkers last week was Cale Peterson after an absolute slugfest of attrition at Bristol. And hopefully it's going to be a little calmer here tonight from Auto Club as we get a great aerial shot of the track. And while we're doing this, I think I'm going to get us started on our keys this evening. Oh, never mind. We're going to go straight to the grid. On to you, Joe.
Yes, sir. You got it. Let's break down the grid here. First place on the grid, it's Andrew Pileshi in the pole position with Justin Lewis in second. On the second row is going to be John Bradford with Todd Merkel. And then on the third row, Terry Litweiler with Maxwell Caldwell. In seventh, Seth Hawley with eighth, Corolla Steele. Ninth, Peyton Holland. And 10th, Ryan White. Take it away, Sheldon.
And rolling off the grid here, P11 is going to be the 18 machine of Austin Call, followed by Thad Teasley in the 33. 13th place is going to be Landon Cano with Jacob Prince to the outside in the 9. 15th place is going to be Mike Boone with Trevor Dalton in the 27 machine, starting deep in the field in 16th. 17th is going to be Rylan Long with Jacob Zoll in the 25 and 18th. 19th off the grid is going to be Brian Curry with David Vodeka, running at the top 20.
Rolling right along, it's Michael Pratchik in 21st with Michael Matta in 22nd. Battle of the Michaels there on that row. 23rd, Cale Peterson. 24th, Matt Davies. 25th, Ronnie Hurst. 26th, Ronnie Winchell. Also a battle of the Ronnies there. 27th, Mark Kazan. 28th, Caleb Elswick. 29th, Jordan Massey. And 30th, Bill Hagan.
Running off the grid, 31st, going to be Jonathan Cassaber with Logan Wilson in 32nd. 33rd, going to be the 77 machine of Josh Yarbrough with Jose Medina in 34th. 35th off the grid is going to be Drew Calvert with Sean LaGrave in 36th. And 37th is going to be Brady LaGrave with Paul Bertiani in 38th. 39th going to be Jay LaGrave, and rounding up the top 40 is going to be Charles Wilson.
Moving along, John Kelly in 41st with Ryan Fuchs in 42nd. 43rd, it's going to be Scott Ford. And then 44th on the field, Aaron Sellers. That's going to be your grid tonight. Look at that line of cars. Ooh.
And when they come down to turn 1, to start this thing off, everybody's going to be nice and orderly. And the restart zone. By the time we get to turn 1, though, it's going to look like somebody kicked an anthill. You're going to see cars from the wall all the way down to just about the apron. And if it worked 100% true to life, in 3 and 4, you would see them cut under the apron. But unfortunately, it doesn't quite work here on iRacing the way the grip loss is balanced. But it'll be a lot of different opportunities, a lot of different zones these drivers are going to shove these cars into tonight.
You got it. You got it. You know, I haven't, to my chagrin, I haven't seen or raced a lot of races at auto clubs. You're going to have to keep me honest here tonight in terms of the driver experience on the road. I really want to get your perspective here on how it goes. And you're already saying multi-groove. You're already saying that it's going to be a cheese grater out there on these tires. So I'm anticipating some exciting racing here as we see the well, we see the inside lane guy going, but the outside lane is a little behind right now.
Yeah, watch these guys right here under yellow. And, you know, I was talking about this place being a cheese grater. The reason why it is because this, at the time of its deletion, was the oldest track surface in NASCAR. When they went to repave, well, they were going to go repave, make a short track out of it. Never came to fruition. Now it is the most depressing Amazon fulfillment center in the country.
Oh, it's another one of those stories, huh? Another racetrack turned into Amazon fulfillment center.
Yeah, California, for whatever reason, just hates racing.
Oh, that is a bummer, man. That's a bummer.
If you look here on the straightaway, though, you see the car is kind of bouncing a little bit here into the yellow. That little bit of porpoising effect. Well, that's at a pace speed of 75 miles an hour. When these cars get up to, you know, the 190 bracket that they're going to be hitting here all night long, it's basically like you're driving on a, well, I don't know. How are the roads in Illinois?
Oh, yeah. Riddled with potholes.
There you go.
We're going to keep on keeping on here as the car goes off. Gets ready. The pace car is off. We're going to get things started here with Pilecki and Lewis at the front line. Let's see how it goes here. We are go, go, go on Grid Vision. Folks, we got a little bit of audio trouble right now. We'll be getting that restarted and back up for you very soon here. In the meantime, go ahead and enjoy this first lap around Auto Club.
So look at Pilecki taking the lead here into 3, hanging on. A massive gaggle of cars a little bit further in the back right now, though. 4 wide already to start it off. One machine up into the wall. Thad Teasley with the Budweiser Chevrolet, abbreviating the side of that machine coming down the front straightaway as he's door to door with Trevor Dalton. A little bit of a hip check from the 27 to Dalton. Going to send Teasley up the hill into 1 and 2.
You said things were going to be orderly, my man. Look at this. This is anything but orderly right now. We've got 1 lane, 2 lane, 3 lanes, sometimes 4 lanes right now. Things are a mess here at Auto Club in the first couple of lanes. And I think it's going to be another few laps before this gets sorted out.
I never said it was going to stay orderly. I said in that restart zone it's going to be orderly. And it's going to look like somebody kicked an anthill. And well, at this point, it looks like somebody's been rolling it as we see them battling for the lead right now. Pilecki up the hill. Here comes Justin Lewis down to the bottom. Lewis taking the shortest route around the front stretch here, cutting under the apron, trying to get just that little bit of nose, a little bit of toe into the first turn. No drafting help for him in the bottom lane as you see him send it deep by the paint and come up the hill here with a heavy slide job, and it's going to stick. Justin Lewis, your race leader.
And you said it, my man. You were right. It was a kicked anthill, and I guess I didn't expect it to happen that fast. You know what I mean? That was a really fast turnaround, really quick situation for us to go from 2 lines to whatever happened there. And right now, Justin Lewis out in front, leading Pilecki. It is a bit of a madhouse behind him still. I can't really sort out exactly what's going on aside from what's happening up here at the front of the race, where we've got Lewis, Pilecki, Peyton Holland, and John Bradford right now.
And it's going to basically stay like this throughout a majority of the night here. I can already tell you, there's going to be a little bit of separation once these tires start to wear off. That dirty air is going to be a huge factor. Some of these guys are going to try and work the same lanes as the cars in front of them, and after a while, that right front tire is really going to start boiling. And you're going to see the guys that start shooting at different lanes start making up time.
We've got some passes already happening here. Landon Kano moves forward. Davies moves forward. He's battling it out with Zeth Hawley right now. Austin Call's having a fight right now with Ryan White. It's a very, very close battle across the board here for a lot of these drivers as they try to get, a comfortable position. We are 3 wide right now. You can see here, eyes on that situation.
Awesome call right there in the middle. one of those places too, where if you're a lead car or somebody at the front of a group, you're on your tiptoes every second of every lap because you have no idea where the run's going to come from behind you. As we get really close to the ride right here, Austin Call almost gets up into the door of the 32 machine of Matt Davies, but they just barely keep it off each other. Now both cars with a heavy run going to dive down to the inside and outside of Maxwell Called 1-1.
Caldwell falling back a little bit, even further back a little bit here. Just not ideal.
Oh, we're going to crack off the throttle there, let these guys go by. Austin Call still down to the inside, though. Sending it down to 3, and there's a wall of IT and out machines right there behind Caldwell. As he gets one down to the bottom, the 23 machine slides up the hill, almost up into the door, has to pedal it, lets Caldwell go, but that stalls out the run that Austin Call had built. And now he's going backwards in no time.
Yeesh. Backwards in no time is a good way to put it. Up here at the front, Justin Lewis still leading things. Peyton Holland still behind. Eyes on Caldwell still, though. That 94 car creeping its way up on the outside.
One thing I'm noticing right now, same thing we noticed when we went to Michigan last year. That 2 car, Todd Merkel, looking pretty stout here today. Seems to have a really good feel for the bigger tracks. Ran really good at Pocono last year, really good at Michigan, and really well here. Wouldn't surprise me. That's a dark horse pick for me, but I think Todd Merkel could get the job done today.
Good pick, good pick. Honestly, if I had to, based on what I saw during practice and just based on numbers, I was going to go with Maxwell Caldwell myself here.
Was a good pick. I feel like, though, as far as pace goes, if the luck can just hang up there at the front of the pack, he's already established himself in the lead. I mean, yeah. Justin Lewis, we know is good, was one of the most dominant drivers in the series last year, but it's just been bad luck after heartbreak here to start the season off. The J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. I feel like tonight might be the night that the glass slipper finally fits.
That's a good point. That's a good point. You know who I had picked for my underdog tonight? It was Jonathan Casabear. He's had 3 top 10s, and he's sitting 4th in points right now overall. I think he is just poised for a good top 5 finish. We'll see here. We got Bradford moving up the list now. Still Lewis out there, a man alone. And quite the pace he's setting, too.
Don't look now, though, because Bradford's really got some good pace behind him, though. 0.3 of a second up from Justin Lewis that last lap.
And Holland also had the lead there for a little while, so there has been a few changes happening here up at the front. But you know what? Justin Lewis is still putting in a pretty amazing show so far. Now we've got still multiple situations here. We've got guys riding the wall down to the line on the inside. Here up on the back stretch now, you can see as we follow the middle of the pack, 3 wide once again. Caldwell just trying to dominate things on the outside.
Yeah, Paleshi got stalled up there on the bottom, up into the fence, though, for the machine of Casabear. No harm, no foul, though. Keeps the right side in check. This guy's racing pretty hard here for 11th.
You know, that's not a bad spot to race for at this particular point. We're only about, what, 20 laps in? Something like that? We're on lap 12, actually, out of 100.
A long way to go. See Todd Merkel tiptoeing around the outside lane here to try and get pulled in front of the AT machine of Austin Call. For him so far. Oh, another car
adding up.
Another car into the wall a little bit further back. I think Cale Pearson just tagged it out of 4.
Ooh, check that out. Also, the 86 bouncing down to the inside. Who's that? 60. That's Calvert.
Albert, not
Had
what
to
we
ride
really
the apron
talked
for a
about.
second. I haven't mentioned Calvert much, but he had to ride the apron there for a second. I think he just didn't have enough room. Ended up down on the inside, but he didn't lose position from it. So safe is as safe does in this case.
Well, it's not a matter of not having much room. It's just, you know, it's you talk about geometry in the corners all the time, and that front straightaway, that's a massive corner. You know, it's a slow radius, but, you know, all these guys get tagged up in the draft here. But if you're in the bottom lane trying to make something happen, you carry that thing all the way down to the grass if you have to, just to try and, you know, clear up a couple extra inches on the car coming into the corner.
That's a damn good point. Quick shout out in the chat to N. Schultz. Says Bradford for the win. Bradford right now is sitting in second place, so it's a pretty good guess there. Pretty good pick.
Bradford's looking pretty good up here at the front of the pack.
In that liquid death car within challenging distance of Justin Lewis, which means once Lewis starts to suffer that fall off that we know is gonna happen out here, Bradford is gonna be the first person in line to capitalize.
Yeah, right now, Bradford just struggling, trying to find a little bit of clean air to the nose of that car. You see him all the way up the hill here, trying to find any momentum possible to close in on Justin Lewis.
If he can, let's see if he's getting for some liquid death in that engine. Maybe he'll be able to make up that distance, but right now Lewis is using the inside of the track, that geometry like I talk about so much. He's using it appropriately, and it's giving him just a little bit of an edge on the inside of the turn. But you know, the two different lines these guys are driving, I think you're right, man. It's about aerodynamics. It's not as much about geometry as it is about aerodynamics here.
That's one thing that makes this place so great is every lane has an exceptional amount of grip. It's just a matter of getting your entry right so that you can make the most out of the exit. But if you're Justin Lewis, you're putting yourself in a great situation to run that low line. You know, you're saving a little bit of tires staying down there, not burning off those right fronts and right rears quite so bad as the guys on the outside. So if he can make this work and maintain this gap, then, you know, a couple laps from now, start throwing a little bit of dirty air on the nose of the cars behind him. He could really play games with them to make them burn their stuff off even more.
Here he comes back up to the outside. Lewis is using the wall here on the back stretch. I think it's very close down to the line there on the inside. Ooh, who's that there?
Austin Call all the way down to the bottom of the track.
That's all right. Mike Boone, also a driver who I want to mention there. He was down to the inside.
I think it was just Austin Call trying to avoid pulling, getting side draft thrown back on him by the car up top.
That's right. That's a tough one. That's a tough one as we see things are beginning to spaghettify here.
Somebody touched my spaghetti.
Somebody touching my spaghetti. I haven't heard of that meme in a long time.
Classic.
Love it. Love it. Oh, no, I didn't even know that was associated with PewDiePie. How about that? I just remember it from, you know, being a meme. I love being old.
Yeah, it's really getting us now, isn't it?
It is. It is. But look at this. You know who's getting got? It could be Justin Lewis here, side by side for just a little bit there with Bradford. Bradford is making plays. He's getting up close. He's using that bubble. Here we go. Watch this. Watch this. Hates Garage agrees with us that somebody touched the spaghetti. Bradford. He's got the speed. He's got the speed to get up to Lewis here. We just want to see if he can make that pass. Ooh, look at this. Drastic change of line for Bradford there.
Just trying to keep that momentum in that 00 of Mustang. It's so difficult. He cannot follow Lewis down into the corner up to the back bumper. Because if you do that, you're just going to lose all the front downforce in that car. It's going to start washing up the hill. It's going to put so much extra load in the tires just to try and get it turned. So he's got to stay about a half lane to, well, I mean, realistically here at Auto Club, you can be as many lanes up as you want. You just have to make sure that you get the entry right and the tires are in balance for it. But right now, Bradford knows that he doesn't want to be running the fence. He wants to kind of keep a little bit of extra life in those Goodyear Eagles if he wants to stand a chance in another 5-10 laps. But he's desperately got to make this pass because the longer he stays here behind Justin Lewis in that dirty air, it's just going to get worse and worse for that 00 machine. You can already see he's not getting the drive off that he needs. It's that dirty air is really affecting him in the center of the corner especially. But he gets a great run here at the end of the straightaway with the draft and that little extra momentum being up top.
Yeah, man. And you talked about, him wanting to save tires a little bit. He wasn't really driving like he wanted to for a little while here.
Oh, it's a trade-off. You stay there behind somebody, you burn them off quicker, and you lose the tail of the car in front of you. So you got to go up top if you want to try and, keep the right fronts in or the right side tires on the car. But the problem is you go up there, you're also being more demanding on those tires to begin with. So it's a matter of which one do you think is going to work out in your favor. Right now, it's definitely working that he's up the hill. As you see him get a great run down the back straightaway here into turn 3. He's going to be right up to the back bumper.
Here we go.
At what point does Justin Lewis start trying to block these runs?
You know what? If I'm Lewis, I don't.
Oh, Lewis is in a bad spot here. Bradford's going to get a great run up top. Lewis got pinched down the track a little bit there, bogged up the motor. Here comes Bradford around the outside line. He's going to take a shot at the lead here as we come down to 1.
You know what? I'm still going to say, if I'm Lewis, I don't block that. I don't block that. I'm going to let it happen because he is eating up what he's got. And he's going to burn through it faster. And when the fall off does happen, Justin Lewis was going to be the first one to reckon with it. Now he knows that Bradford is going to be just that little bit more worn out when they get to that threshold, and they both cross it at roughly the same time.
Here's the problem, though. Look at Bradford. He started taking the bottom line now right in front of Lewis. Lewis gets really tight in the dirty air, washes up, almost hits the wall out of turn 4. And that's the problem Lewis is going to have now. He hasn't been in dirty air. Now, he's got, a handful of laps on the tires. It's going to be a complete shift in the car for Justin Lewis. He's not really going to know entirely what's going on until he has to go and deal with it. We see Bradford run the outside line through 1 and 2. Thinks that's a little bit better for momentum building, and it works. Gets a great launch down the back straightaway. Lewis starting to try and tuck back up, but stalling out here in the middle of the back as we see 3 wide action a little bit further behind.
Yeah, a lot of action right there, as a matter of fact. Things are getting a little crazy. Also, one more shout out to 8's Garage here. Says, I think Thiel will win it. Carolus Thiel right now sitting in 4th, number 1 car. Could very well move up, take some spots. The 16 gives a shot to the 45. That's Kano in the 45, and Michael Matta in the 16 with a great shot, nice and square, straight to the back of the 45 there of Landon Kano.
Michael Matta's another one of those guys that's had really good runs start this season up, but not the luck to show for it. Him and Cale Peterson come together out of turn 2, though. A hip check from the outside from Michael Matta, and they touch again down the back straightaway. Peterson goes up for the quarter pound to try and sneak in a side draft while he's at it. But Matta going to play him down into turns 3 and 4 and walk away with it.
Michael Matta's stats up there on the screen. Uh-oh, we're having some potential mic issues here. Sheldon?
Maybe watch him dive down to 1 and 2.
All right, just had a little issue myself in here. Back and sounding good. I can hear you loud and clear. Things
we've always known you have issues, Jeff.
Oh, yes. Well documented. You got me there, buddy.
Michael Matta's really coming up through the field right now, though. Up to 8th now, setting his sights to possibly get the 2-for-1 special. Takes it all the way down to the bottom of the track here in the tri-oval. Cutting the apron. And looks like he's going to get the 2-for-1 coming into 1 and 2. If he could just get the drive in, and he's going to send it deep down on the bottom of the track here to try and make the pass. And it's going to work as long as it sticks.
Absolutely brilliant. What a masterful move. That was the 2-for-1 for sure. The BOGO. Buy one, get one free, baby. Michael Matta moving right up the field.
Worked out really well for the body armor Mustangs. You see them up the hill now, though. They're fighting back on the bottom. A little bit of contact with 32, and around goes Matta up against the wall, off the nose of the 32 of Davies, and slides down the track in front of Austin Call.
Woo! What a save from Matta. What a checkup from Call, too. Let's not throw that out the window. Call narrowly avoided going directly into the back of Matta. Matta saved it down on the apron, and he's back on the track. Only a few places down wiser.
Yeah, but that's going to be costly for Matta. Heavy damage to the right front fender of the 16 machine, and he has definitely angered those Goodyear Eagles. See what happened here. And the 32 machine just gets shot up the hill there by the 23. Up into the fence goes Matta. Nothing he could have done there. Then he just gets ran over from behind. I mean, there's nothing Austin Call could have done there. No way he could have expected Matta to come down the hill like that or change his course. But unfortunately for both of them, they both get some fairly decent amount of aerodynamic damage here.
Yeah, I'm just glad that the hit wasn't, hard enough and square enough off center that it was going to send Matta spinning. It was just enough to keep him pushed forward. It pushed him forward down the track. It maybe even helped him straighten out, but it was just that was luck. Like you said, there was no way that Call could have planned for that. That was just a lucky moment where something that could have been really, really bad was only just bad. And I don't want to say that that's, going to help anything, but that is definitely going to slow down both cars here. He was, once again, at 8's Garage, he was certainly on a run, and that run has now probably come to an end.
Yeah, but luckily for him, stage yellow is coming, if I do remember correctly. So he will have an opportunity to get the fenders pulled out, have another shot at it. See, we did miss that, with all the excitement, we did miss the fact that leaders and majority of the field coming down pit road here to make their first pit stop of the evening.
Yeah.
Fields is now back in the hands of Caldwell.
Love a good green flag pit stop. That's exciting as usual. We are going to see an awesome continuation of this race here as looks like most of the pitting field has taken their pit stops. Now we're back on the road.
It's been a pretty good clean start here to things this evening. I was expecting maybe a little bit of chaos, especially after everything we went through last week at Bristol, but everybody is driving a lot more orderly here from Auto Club Speedway, which is a great thing to see.
Very great thing to see.
That's the last
down
thing.
Pit road.
That's the last thing you want is tempers boiling over at a track where you go 190 versus a track where you only go about 130.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about right.
Oh, and I spoke too soon. They got a wreck on the front straightaway here, and the caution is out. A couple cars around. Oh,
whoa.
Heavy impact there.
Whoa. That felt a little late, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see what happened here on the way back machine when we go back in time and take a look. Here's the 9 right here.
17 machine of Brady LaGrave got up into the fence there.
Yep, that's the one we're looking for here. Brady LaGrave. He got over the driver radio, said, sorry about getting up there. I got up into the fence, guys.
Heavy damage to the 17 Western Auto Chevrolet.
Oof. Oh, man.
And there's the post contact there between him and the 71.
Yeah.
And the 71 couldn't see him. He was riding in on somebody else's bumper. Didn't even know it. There was a car up there. You see heavy contact. Tried to save it. Car shot right back up the hill. classic next-gen wreck there. And he tries to keep up with the wall, and, 17 of LeGrave did a great job keeping the car out of the racing groove. Unfortunately, 71 machine just had no idea that that car was even there.
Yeah, he was riding the bumper of the car ahead of him, couldn't even see him, and by the time that the car ahead of him juked out of the way at the last second, he wasn't going to be able to react to that. There's just no way to do it, no way to react to it. Unfortunate. Potentially an end of the run, not the end of the night, most likely, but the end of the run for those two cars.
I think it's definitely going to be the end of the night for the 71. He's taking the toe behind the wall. I think LeGrave's going to stay out here.
And we'll see what happens. Coming up here on more from Auto Club Speedway, folks, on Grid Vision. It's the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to get things restarted here after that yellow, so stick around.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. It's Auto Club Speedway. We're on lap 35 out of 100. Right now, the lights are off with the pace car. Out in front, it's going to be Corolla Steele, my friend, and Ryan White leading things off as the pace car is now off, and we are going to get things going yet again here at Auto Club. Here comes the restart zone. Was it the BK Designs restart zone? And here we go.
And good clean launch there for Corolla Steele on the outside lane. The 01 machine starting to stretch his legs, coming into 1 and 2. And it's a bit of a hodgepodge up here at the front. Some guys that are really quick that we haven't seen have the opportunity in this clean air. Going to be interesting to see what they're capable of here. As you see Jacob Zala going toe-to-toe there with the 34 Delta Airlines machine of Ryan White. And Jacob Zala going to come out the winner of that battle as we work down the back straightaway.
Looking good. Jacob Zala, not bad at all. Side by side right now are though the 81 and the 34. Paleshi, White, racing it out for third. A couple other 2x2 situations there, but it looks like the 81's falling back a little bit.
Also, got to keep your eyes out. Zala's another one that might be deadly here. Was really good at Michigan in the fall. Won the season finale from Michigan, actually. So, at another 2-mile track, these places seem to be pretty good to him. They have been in the past. Tonight could be the night for him as well. Across Steele with control, 3 wide behind him. In the middle is Holland, who led a couple laps to start things off. And up at the top, it's an all-star battle here because you got John Bradford, and down at the bottom you got Drew Paleshi, and they were almost 4 wide for a second coming out of turn 4, but here comes Bradford with the advantage, closing to the back bumper of Ryan White, who worked down the front stretch. Look at that. A little bit
Here
of
we-
bump drafting, too. Saw a little shot off the nose of Brian Curry to the back of the 38 of Holland. And, you know, it's not something that you talk about a whole lot when we come to anywhere that's not Daytona or Talladega. But, you know, these 1.5 miles, these 2-mile tracks, if you get the run of that outside line, you could help tow that lane a little bit by giving them a little bit of a shot down the front straightaway or the back straightaway. Just got to be careful not to oversend them into the corner because that's where you could really have a bit of a problem. There's got a couple cars up in the wall now. The 34, Brian White, tags the fence, bounces off and grabs the door of Bradford. But here comes help for both of them.
That was once again a nearly massive situation. Those bounces off the wall were spicy, but the cars are staying straight. We are going to have more racing ahead here. That was close. That was very, very close indeed. Gorilla Steel, Jacob Zala out in front with Ryan White in third.
Oh, up the hill. Bradford
this.
got tight. 4 wide out of turn 4.
Bradford's 4 wide. Oh, right behind Bradford. Right behind Bradford. That Ryan Curry in the 23. He just about had to figure out where to put that car.
And Ryan White is just sending it in this outside lane here. All the way up against the fence. Shades of Kyle Larson. Hopefully it works out better than things have for Larson the past couple weeks.
Yeah, unfortunate situation there for Mr. Larson.
38
A lot of
machine.
ups and downs.
Holland trying to get the bottom line to work there all the way up the hill, though. Lost the nose underneath the 34 of Brian White. Now Brian Curry going to slide up into the 4th spot. And look at this hornet's nest behind them.
Man alive.
Guys are going to have to be careful with each other, though. Don't want to get too aggressive right now, too early in the race. Everybody just needs to remember that you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar.
You do. You do. Is this the kind of race you want to partner up to? You know, find someone to help you make those drives?
Well, as much as that would sound nice on paper, the way the corner's set up here, it's not going to be really a draft race. It's kind of situational when you give somebody the bumper down the straightaway. It's if you lock in behind somebody who's just a little bit slower than you and you get the run, you're trying to push your lane to clear somebody in the bottom. Outside of that, you're just going to go for the send, try to get every spot you can because it's very much a track position speedway as well. Oh, Paleshi sliding up the hill, almost grabbing the door of the 20 machine of Cale Peterson.
Very close there. Peterson, one of our winners recently.
The last week's winner at Bristol had a bit of a sixth sense there. Knew that 81 machine was going to walk up the hill. Chased it up a little bit right when he saw him start to slide up. Smart moves out of Cale. That's what we're used to seeing from that 20 machine.
Is he going to be this league's Reddick and win 2 in a row?
We got a long way to go. He's going to have to find a lot more pace. Running 29th right now. It's probably need a little bit of a miracle to unfold. Sitting here a lap down. I think he got caught on pit road with pit strategy and the caution coming out at the wrong time.
Right now they're 2 wide still in this situation. Lots going on. There is action across the field here at Auto Club. The J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series putting on a hell of a show here as everybody's finding a lane, everybody's finding a spot. The Auto Club is being extremely forgiving at the moment as far as the track goes, but we know it's only a matter of time, my friend, before that changes here.
Gorilla Steel starting to slip away here. 0.5 of a second lead. Zala's trying to rally to get up to the back bumper, but it's just so difficult when somebody in the lead hasn't figured out so well. And he's doing a great job aero blocking. You see Zala try to send down there to that middle lane. Well, as soon as he does, the 01 machine ducks down there and blocks off that clean air to the nose. Now here comes Curry around the outside trying to take over second spot from Zala. And he's going to take it with ease here down the back straightaway. Curry was a front runner all week last week at Bristol. Got caught up in a couple incidents, though. Made it a difficult end of the night for him.
There we go. Eyes on a few stats there. You know, why don't we actually take a moment? Why don't we talk about we're halfway through this race. Why don't we see if our picks have changed at all, my friend? Why don't we go through our picks and see who we had back at the beginning of the race, and maybe talk about who that has changed. I'll start. I'm going to jump off, and I'm going to say that my pick for tonight's race was Maxwell Caldwell. I'm going to lock him in there. Maxwell Caldwell was... Oh, here we go. I'm going to lock in my pick for the race, and then I'm going to reveal Maxwell Caldwell. How about that? I'm going to lock in my one to watch and my underdog as well. And then why don't you tell me about your pick for the race?
Oh, my pick for the overall here today is going to have to be that 7 machine of Justin Lewis. I mean, I feel like tonight's the night where he finally gets the job done. Then as far as the old one to watch, I feel like you've always got to keep an eye on that 18 machine of Austin Call, and then the underdog pick. I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, that 2 machine of Todd Merkel. Just always seems to have something special when we come to these big tracks.
Fantastic, my friend. Fantastic. Well, I have got locked in for my one to watch, Austin Call. Look at that. We had them matched up on the ones to watch. And then for the underdog, I already mentioned this too, but Jonathan Cassaver. I think that he's got it. He's got an incredible drive, and there's a very good chance that he's got what it takes.
Yeah, Cassaver's really been putting some good runs together this year. I would definitely have to say he's probably one of the most improved drivers here in the J&M Monday Night Cup Series group. But right now, everything just flip-flopped because we did get that caution earlier. So it's really just a matter of maintaining what you got and trying to carve through the field, especially for some of our earlier front runners and favorites, because a lot of them are in positions you wouldn't necessarily expect. Like Austin Call right now sitting 14th. Kind of going backwards like he has a parachute on as he works down the front straightaway.
That's a good description. Very good visual description of what's going on here with this car. Here we're
Todd
still
Merkel.
too wide.
Oh, we got one car wrecked on pit road, the 51 machine.
Uh-oh.
Sean LeGrave. Big issues for him. He was coming down for service and wheel hop, maybe?
LeGrave on pit road with some trouble.
I don't understand how that even happened. Oh. Oh, I do now.
There he is.
Up at the front of the pack, Carlos Steele starting to get reeled in by the 23 machine of Curry. Now up to the back bumper out of turn 4. Curry doing a great job going where he's not, so we get a look at the replay. And oh, and Curry up to the top of the track here into 1 and 2. Gonna have a great run of momentum. The 0-1 of Carlos Steele starting to get a little bit tight. Doesn't want to cross over the nose of the 23 machine just yet. Now he throws a block out of turn 2. Curry tagging the fence a little bit, but it doesn't hurt him at all. Now he's going to be all over the back bumper, the 0-1 machine into 3.
And Curry's the only IT and out driver right now who's way up there. He's about 10
Oh,
places
power
ahead.
move here.
Here we go.
And it's going to be hard for Corrales to defend. Around the outside, here comes Brian Curry, and the momentum's just going to be too much. Corrales can't do anything about it. Needed the entire width of the track to get off the corner there with any kind of momentum. Did not have it. Here comes Curry with the advantage into 1 and 2, and I think he's going to take it this time.
No, let's see. Into the backstretch we go. Corolla Steele down to the inside. He's got the inside line with some speed. Up to the outside. It's going to be a dead drag race through the backstretch here.
Yeah, but no competition. Brian Curry with that outside lane. Tires just a little bit better on the 23 machine. He's going to get the advantage now into 3 and 4, and this battle for the lead right now is just about done and dusted.
Steele falls back into second. We got some Thiel fans in the chat right now. How you feeling about that? think this is a good strategy for him. We got 50. We just crossed the 50 lap mark, folks. So we are officially 1/2 of the way through this race.
It's burning down pretty quick. Still got a couple more pit stops left on deck here, though, before this thing's over. And they're just now starting signal to come in. They hand out the window from the 38 machine to Peyton Holland. He says he's coming in now. As you see him back it down here through 3 and 4. See how clean of an entry he gets as we ride on board of the Ghost Energy Ford Mustang. And such a great looking paint scheme, too. Happy to see purple starting to make a surgence here on race cars again.
Agreed. Very much so.
A great entry for Peyton Holland. Look up at the front of the pack. Curry still with the advantage. When is the rest of the field going to come down to pit? Also, we were talking about the damage gained earlier. Micah Matta is still out here with that right front fender pushed in, and he's sitting in the top 10.
Wow. Even with that much aero damage, he is still sitting in the top 10, still leading laps ahead of about a quarter, 3/4 of this racetrack.
That's just pure determination. That's a driver that's too
bullheadedness.
That's a driver that's just way too stubborn to throw in the towel. Which you like to see.
Kind of love it.
We see big wiggle out of Caldwell there as Mattis get down to the inside here on the back straightaway. Look at that. This is such an aero-sensitive track, and that's such a critical part of the car's aerodynamic capabilities. And I can already tell you, that's probably the tightest he's ever driven a raced car around Auto Club.
Just about, yeah. Gotta be.
Oh, hip check in front of him, though. The 97 of Zeth Hawley got up into the door of Thad Teasley coming into 1 and 2. That's a bold move. That'll put you in your place.
That's right. Give and get right back in that kind of situation. But looks like Teasley didn't get a square return there. No receipt was sent.
He's going to save it for later. Drivers never forget, man.
That's true.
I remember people who wrecked me 5 years ago. You see Landon Kano came down pit road that time, as well as the 01 machine of Corrales Steele and Logan Wilson, the IT and out Mustang.
They're back on the track now.
Also, look who's up here in second place. Brian Curry signaling he's come down pit road, by the way, but look at who's driven himself up to second. Was all over the bumper of Curry. New add to the series this year, somebody we haven't talked about, but once earlier tonight, that 86 machine of Drew Calvert looks like he's really got something figured out here at Auto Club, because look at the advantage he has over the second place runner currently of Drew Paleschi. That's going to be a long run car that you're going to keep your eye on for the rest of the night, so long as no mistakes are made from here on out.
Yeah. That's going to be a tall order. I have a feeling that this track is going to start, causing some of those mistakes as time goes on.
You can already tell this track has gone through a major change. Every time we see the sunset hit through 3 and 4 or 1 and 2, you see the reflection of the rubber. iRacing added the new dynamic track surface updates in this last build. And I can tell you firsthand, it feels entirely different from lap 1 to lap 100. And these guys now searching for grip, trying to put these cars in places that don't have that slick rubber laid down. Because all that rubber does is it, obviously it slickens up the track, otherwise I wouldn't use the term, but it's all the oil that comes out of the tires kind of just festers there. And, you reach a certain point where so much heat and so much grease gets laid down that eventually it gets difficult to pedal the car down there. That's where you're starting to see guys get really tight on that bottom lane.
And that's where those pebbles are. That's where those marbles are.
Look on board with Drew Paleschi trying to close it on the race leader. Calvert walking away, though, and what Calvert's doing that's really working for his benefit is he's running way up against the fence on both ends of the track. I say that he comes down a little bit through 1 and 2, but trust me, he's pretty high up there on entries. He's using that aero cushion between the wall and his car to really help the thing rotate. It's the thing that we see Tyler Reddick and Kyle Larson do so well when we go to these tracks in real life, and it works here on iRacing. It's a very delicate dance, though, to be able to make that work.
It is. Very much so. Lap 61 out of 100. We're looking at 59. 49, 50 more laps to go. Or 39, 40 more laps to go. I got to do my math better. Ugh. Here we go. A couple of lap cars down the inside, I think. Also, we're trying to get around. But up here, high on the outside, things are single file a little bit. Up at the front, the interval is pretty sizable. It's about a 5-second gap from Calvert to Prince, and then and Prince and Hawley are right next to each other. But then it's 41 seconds. 41 seconds back from Calvert to Zeth Hawley.
The only concern I really have now is I feel like Calvert's maybe overstaying his welcome. You stay out there on those tires for so long, you know, everybody comes down fresh road to get the fresh tires. And they go out there and, you know, they close a couple seconds faster a lap because they're on the fresh stuff. And Calvert, you know, he's on the older stuff. So he's really setting himself at a disadvantage as far as pace goes. Now you see him diving down pit road. It's going to be interesting to see where he cycles back out. Let's hope that those fresh tires are going to be a really big opportunity for him at the end of this run.
I have a feeling that they will.
Todd Murphy
he's had a
also
good run
coming
so
down.
far. Let's see what happens.
I think he's cycling out right now. Caldwell is going to be the one with the advantage over Call.
That's right. Pit road.
Oh, I see smoke in 3. We had a car go around there for a second.
Smoke in 3. Who's smoking?
I saw smoke out of turn 2. These guys were driving through a smoke cloud. I thought somebody got turned around there for a second, but
oh, okay. Well, no smoke, thankfully. We're still going to go green. We're still green. Impressive drives out of these guys today. We've had a couple of mammoth saves of, you know, a spin or two here and there, but a couple of just massive saves out of this field here today. Really impressive stuff.
You know what that tells me? That tells me after last week's trip to Bristol, the administration of the league maybe cracked the belt a time or two.
Maybe.
A lot of damage to the right front of Maxwell Caldwell right now. He race leader. Right front splitter bent up the track. Looks like it's got a little bit of wobble in its step too. I'm thinking he might have messed up the toe link. Look at it down here on the back straight. When you see how that tire looks like it's kind of flared up a little bit. And there's a lot of damage to the right front of that 94 Chevrolet. Now, I'm willing to say that's even worse than what we saw on Bada's car earlier.
Oh, you think so? Yeah, maybe.
And if you look at that
looks pretty bad.
And if you look at that right front, you see the angle of that right front tire down the straightaway. It looks like it might be towed out a little bit.
Yeah, it is. It is for sure.
You know, got the camber there, which we're used to seeing, but when he's got the wheels straight, it looks like that right front's pointing itself towards the wall a little bit more. Caldwell with a 6-second advantage right now over Austin Call.
Here he comes. And there he goes.
Caldwell saving. Got the clutch kicked in right now in the 94 Chevrolet.
That's smart.
think he's trying for a alternate strategy here from the looks of it. And that makes me wonder about the rest of these guys. I wonder if Austin Call might be doing the same. Yes, he is. The 18 machine as well, trying to save as much fuel as possible. So, in classic Fontana fashion, looks like it's going to come down to fuel mileage here, but does look like Caldwell dives down pit road as well as Austin Call. So these guys are just staying out as late as they possibly could here, pitting with just 32 laps remaining. Now that everybody's on pit road, the field's going to cycle into the hands of Brian Curry again on the 23 machine, as he's got about a 4-second gap to Corolla Steele, who's running second now at the stripe. These guys have to pit again.
That's right. It's going to happen one more time as the night goes on here, and the sun is down. The lights will be on soon here at Auto Club. And folks, thank you for watching. It's been really great having you guys watching along. If you've been watching in the beginning or you just joined in, thank you. You're watching Grid Vision as we cover the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. And I want to say a little bit about J&M Group really quick. J&M Group themselves, J&M Group Industrial Services, they're Michigan's premier CNC machine tools service provider. They offer routine maintenance, preventative maintenance, geometry calibration, and machine relocation, plus much more. With over 80 years of hands-on experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and quick turnaround times, J&M Group J&M Group Industrial Services is the best in the business. So visit jnmgroup.net. That's www.jmgrp.net for more information about J&M Group Industrial Services.
One I'm kind of keeping my eyes craned on right now, though. I'm keeping my eyes focused on that 86 car, Drew Calvert. Saw how fast he was on that last long run before everybody came down pit road. He opted to stay out late. We know that fuel mileage is critical now. Did he come in late enough to where he can just save enough to make it to the end? Or is he going to make a second pit stop? It's going to be a second pit stop, I can tell you right there. That's going to be the seal off for him getting the hardware tonight from Auto Club. If he can manage to make it on fuel, I think with that long run pace coupled in, I think that this could be somebody you really want to keep your eyes on closing out.
Could be. Who knows?
See him working on the outside of Mark Kazin. Kazin throws the block on the 86 machine of Calvert. That was a risky move right there. Especially since Kazin's lap down.
Not much you can do there, unfortunately.
I always love it as a driver when you're sitting there in the top 10, you got cars in front of you can pass, and you're followed up with somebody that's a lap down. Really gets the blood flowing. Calvert going to send it down the hill now, trying to cross underneath the 87 machine. And it's going to work in his favor. He's coming to 1 and 2. He's not going to be side by side with last week's winner at Bristol, Cale Peterson. Peterson also a lap down at the moment. There we go. Drew's going to move right up in front. Peterson not going to try and fight with him too much here.
Roger that. There you had Peterson's stats on screen there, folks, for your perusal, including our new odometer. It shows you how far the drivers have driven in their respective leagues.
Logan Wilson, heavy contact with the wall out of turn 4. They're going to lose a whole bunch of momentum. Looked like he pancaked it too much. No harm, no foul. So he's going toe-to-toe with Peyton Holland and Drew Paleschi. 3-car battle out of turn 2 right now. Down to the bottom of the track, Drew Paleschi trying to take over the 6th spot from the 38 machine of Peyton Holland. Paleschi going to send it in deep down into 3 and 4. Try for the slider, maybe? No, yeah, there it is right there, and it's going to work, but barely, and he gets loose off the nose of the 38 machine. Has to chase it. Holland has to back off. But luckily, they both get the cars pointing in the right direction, because that could have been a huge wreck here on the front stretch. Now Paleschi Training his sights in the back bumper of the machine of Logan Wilson now. Quite get the drive off turn 2 that he was hoping for that time. Able to pull even with him though, down to 3 and 4. Now Paleshi going to send it back to the bottom of the track again. Trying to get that clean air to the nose. He sends it deep and it sticks. Going to be close out of turn 4 though. Don't get side drafted here. And here comes the momentum back to the 76.
Hands it right back to him. Let's see if the 76 can hold on to what lead he's been given here. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, folks. When we get back, we've got the last 25 laps out of Auto Club Speedway, so stick around.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey folks, we're back here on Grid Vision. It's the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. It's me, Joe LaCastro, with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire, and we are going to bring you the end of this race. Haha, yes, about 23 laps to go here in tonight's race from Auto Club Speedway. The sun is setting soon. The track lights will be on. Maybe we'll see it, maybe we won't. But in the meantime, what we're seeing is the beginning of the end for some of these cars, as the attrition and the situation wearing them down may have finally come to a head. Some of them using whatever tricks they can to get a little bit of an edge too. What do you think about that whole situation with
that right there is just 79 machine just trying to avoid the wreck there. Yeah, 3 machine got sideways out of turn 4. Bill Hagan, a little arrow loose off of somebody's nose, and it shot him around. That's what brought up the initial caution. This is what you're going to run into, you know, getting late in the run here. Tires getting hot. Drivers getting closer than they would. And eventually somebody just tiptoes a little too far into that right rear tire, and that's all she wrote. Okay, look what happened.
That's the end
here.
of it. Yeah.
It's through 1 and 2. Bill Hagan working on the bottom line. Got a great run here through 2. Slides up the hill a little bit. Almost gets into the 45 of Kano. And then down the back straightaway here into 3. And I think this is where it all goes wrong. Hagen gets a good launch into the corner. They touch a little bit. De-wedges the car slightly. And I think it's the next lap.
All right,
Anyway,
we're back live.
Story short, Kano got to the back bumper, poured the air off the spoiler, then boom, around she went.
Well, that was a tragedy in one act there for Landon Kano. Hopefully we'll see him back up here at the front sometime soon. But right now, we're going to have lights off on the pace car, and we're going to be getting ready for our restart.
It's going to be interesting. This is 2 cars that are real heavy hitters here in the J&M group. But this is 2 guys that really haven't been up at the front much today. Max Caldwell and Austin Call going to lead us off here. A pair of teammates up here in the front row. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with these guys into the clean air. But you got a lot of big hitters up here in these first couple rows. And some unknowns as well. Ryan White, one that we're not used to calling much of. Bradford up here. We know he's been strong all night. And Calvert works his way back up to 6th there.
It's a good list of names, honestly, including some of the new ones, which I appreciate seeing. There goes the pace car. He's off. Looking for the restart zone here. There it is. The green flag is flying, and we are green yet again here on Grid Vision. Let's go.
And a good clean launch for Caldwell, but all over the back bumper coming into 1 and 2. Here comes Austin Call trying to make a play around the outside. Sent it up there, but the momentum just not there yet. Engine still not wound up the way they ought to be. Falls back in line behind Caldwell. It is a hornet's nest behind Ryan White right now for 4th. For 6th. Drew Calvert going to get the advantage, though, and pull ahead here of the second pack. But they're 3 wide, almost 4 wide. A big wiggle there. They'll want to crawl a steel, gets loose off the nose of one car, and around goes Zala up on the top of the track, slides up into Bradford, and a massive crash here at the front stretch.
Fields around, Bradford's around, everybody at the front went around just about. That was wild. That caught up quite a few drivers. Okay.
A lot of guys just decided the brakes were optional to avoid this wreck. Here, we see what happens with one across steel, and what an incredible save from him there. And then right as soon as he gets it figured out, they start wrecking in front of him, and around he goes, getting caught up in it. And look at the back here. All these cars just piling in. That's something some of these guys are going to have to work on over the next week.
Yeah,
really
avoiding the wrecks.
You got to lift, man. A lot of heavy hits on a lot of good days ruined off of that one.
Heavy hits, good days ruined. All right, back to the show here. We've got the pace car back at the front now. We've got about another lap to go, I think, before we go green.
It's about to be crunch time, too. Less than 20 laps to go. I feel like we just got a taste of what's to come there.
Around they go. The pace car is lights on still, so we've got one more to go after this one. Going to take this opportunity here with just about 18 laps left to go to talk about our other sponsor, Pinnacle Wraps. Pinnacle Wraps is the official custom car wrap provider of the DB8 Racing League, with hundreds of eye-popping wraps that are already under their belt. Pinnacle Pinnacle continues to deliver some of the best custom liveries you'll find on iRacing. Don't settle for the same old downloads from the web. Drive Pinnacle, because when you drive Pinnacle, you drive distinction. That's facebook.com/ePinnacleWraps. That's facebook.com/ePinnacleWraps. All right. I think on this pass, the pace car is going to turn its lights off, and we're going to get ready to go. Let's see if I'm right.
The over-under, Joe. You think this is going to be the last restart, or?
Ooh, give me one more restart after this one. Just one, though.
I think that's where it might end up. Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe
just
2. That's not a knock on the drivers in this field. That's just, I mean,
yeah, same.
it's closing laps here at Auto Club. We're televised here. Everybody wants to get their name in. They want to get, into that broadcast booth. Everybody gets, it's pretty antsy here around races like this. Lights getting ready to come on here from the Fontana-based Speedway as well as they work down the back straightaway. The sun is setting. Well, at this point, it's pretty well set. Another thing these guys are going to have to face is going to be a lot of sun glare coming into 3 and 4.
That's right. Actually, I didn't even think about that. There's going to be a lot of it. I just noticed it. Yeah, right there.
It's not as bad as Homestead where, well, it's up there actually. I don't remember it ever being that bad, but, Homestead, you go blind all the way down the front straightaway.
You probably go blind. Yeah. Yeah, if you ended up in that situation with the sun just blasting in your eyes, I can't imagine trying to drive. You just got to wait and hope for the best. As the pace car is off now, we're going to get things restarted here. Out in the front, Caldwell, Hill.
Yeah, good clean launch there from Max Caldwell on the inside line, pulling Justin Lewis along with him. Outside line, caught sleeping.
Yeah.
Here comes Austin Call now working up into the 3rd spot. Great start to hopefully the finish for the 13-20 guys as they sent down through 1 and 2 up at the top of the hill. The 94 machine trying to find momentum. Here comes Justin Lewis peeking down to the bottom, trying to get to the quarter pound and maybe pull a little bit of that air onto the spoiler. There he goes with a bit of a side draft, pulling him back down the back straightaway. Here comes Lewis. He's going to send it deep into 3 and 4 with a slider.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Oh, we got a
bit of wall
spin.
contact there, and car around in the back. 2 spinning Bradford goes to the grass, as well as that Brian White.
Yeah, we're hearing Brian Curry talk on the radio about getting spun a little bit. Oh, wow. Okay, well, here's the one. A little earlier than what I was expecting. So now I might have to make the over-under, too. But I expected one more yellow, and we got one a little sooner than I thought.
White all the way up the top of the track here. Comes down, Curry goes up. And a little bit of a tag with the wall. Check up. Well, about all she wrote. That's a shame, 'cause these guys are running real good all night long. On board Brian White here under caution.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily for him, he's going to get his spot back here.
Round again.
Oh, who's your favorite on this final restart, Joe?
Oh, man, you asked me that question now. See, that's the thing. Looking at the restart now, I gotta say Maxwell Caldwell is probably my favorite one right now. I just like the way he drives, especially at the end of races. Maxwell Caldwell has just got a very, very good driver sense. And you can tell watching this guy go that he really knows like how to drive the car.
For me, it's going to come down to if we got a team restart, if, 13, 20 guys are going to play the countdown games with the restarts, or if they're beyond the point of a co-opetition. Because if they're past that point, I have a feeling that maybe that 86 machine of Drew Calvert, he keeps sneaking his way up here into the mix, closing in on the picture, sitting there 4th place right now. He's going to be restarting on the outside, which means he's going to have great momentum through 1 and 2. It's just going to come down to if he's able to get a good launch here as to how easy it's going to be for him to work past that stack of 1320 machines that are going to be in front of him.
Yeah,
I'm going to put the money on the underdog here.
It's good. It's a good guess. It's a good bet. It's Ravens where the multiplier's at. You make the most on the odds there.
But it's going to be difficult, though, because he is surrounded in a sea of 1320 teammates. Caldwell, Lewis, Call, Trevor Dalton, all sitting in the same channel right now, all working together.
Let's see what we've got here as the pace car is almost ready to get off here. Just pull off into pit road and await the next time around. Hopefully we won't have to see it again there as we come back around, and we're going to get things started after we run through the backstretch here. We're coming out of 2 right now with the pace car. Out in front, it's Justin Lewis, Maxwell Caldwell leading things with Austin Call, Drew Calvert, and Trevor Dalton in behind for your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's 2 by 2 wide here for the restart. But as we know and as we've seen, Auto Club, well, 2 wide is just the beginning.
It's going to be, I'm calling we might get 5 wide out of 1 and 2 here if they get daring enough. And by daring enough, I mean if somebody gets the run, because nobody's lifting at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
Lights are out on the iRacing pace cars. We work through 4 here. Drivers getting ready to charge themselves in the J&M restart zone here on the front stretch. Field in the hands of Justin Lewis as he gets ready to take us green with just 13 laps to go. The flag is down. We are back underway, and through the gears is the 7 machine of Justin Lewis. Great launch there for the 7 machine. Austin Call tucking back up behind into 1 and 2. And here comes Caldwell getting up underneath his teammate here through the first set of corners. Not able to find the grip, though. Car starts to slide a little bit, but here he comes with a great drive off.
Here they are, 2 wide into the turn. Going back down the back stretch.
Oh,
we're at 88 out of
touched.
100.
Oh, big wiggle for the 18 machine up the hill right in front of Calvert.
Safe, though, safe. Nope.
And they're wrecking behind.
How unfortunate.
I think they actually wrecked for last.
Oh, that was 2 things at the same time. The 79 bounced off the wall, and the car on the inside got turned.
Oh boy. All those long green flag runs we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
How fun that was.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Well, very soon we will have a shortened green flag run. There is the number 7 of Justin Lewis. We've talked about him a lot tonight, folks. And we're going to continue talking about him, apparently, because he is currently in the lead with Austin Call and Drew Calvert right behind. 2 names we've mentioned also, and then Logan Wilson, who actually won last week's fastest lap award. He'll be in 4th place.
I told you guys, at the start of this, Justin Lewis is my pick for a reason. He's always good at these high wear tracks, and it's been a rough start to the season for the driver of that 7 machine, but here we are, just 10 laps away. We can just get a good restart here and avoid getting caught up in a mess. This could very well be his night.
Let's hope so. Fingers are crossed, my man. Fingers are crossed. And the lights are still on the pace car. Lights are still on, which means we got 1 more to go at least here on Grid Vision. Folks are watching the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. 10 to go. That'll be down to about 8 to go probably by the time that we're ready to get started here. In the front, once again, the anticipation is building for the end of this race. We've got on screen the team standings a little bit. Outcast Motorsports, MC Motorsports, Trash Can Racing, 1320 Racing Enterprises, all on the board. MC Motorsports is poised to take over the lead. They're very close right now with only a 3-point deficit. Trash Can Racing is 8 points behind them. 1320 doing good. And the IT and Out crew, that strong team, 6 racers total. They're sitting smack dab in the middle of 5th place.
This car comes across the stripe here, and the lights fizzle out. Another lap till we get to take this thing green. Hopefully flag to flag with just 9 laps remaining. Here. Definitely well into crunch time. Right now, Josh Yarborough over the radio trying to give his colleagues a pep talk on how to finish this thing under green.
Not a bad idea, man. Not a bad idea.
He's just reminding him, hey, we ran the first 8 laps of this thing without a wreck, so, we can do this the last 10. I always love it when you got an optimist in the ranks. I've never been that guy during races. For whatever reason, I get behind the steering wheel, and any sense of anything good ever happening just leaves my soul.
Why would anything good happen?
Especially to me.
Oh, buddy.
But been a good week this week for me, so I can't complain too much. But every race was, do or die. Felt like.
Yeah. Yeah. Such is the nature of the beast, my man. Such is the nature of the beast. I feel like an old hippie saying stuff like that. Such is the nature of the beast, man.
Well, man, they're working into the J&M restart zone here. The field back into the hands of Justin Lewis. Is it going to be an early start for the 7 machine? He waits for the restart zone, and he's going to dive right off the grid here. Green flag back out. A great start, though, for the 18 machine of Austin Call, but not able to hold through. Here comes Drew Calvert, trying to make something happen for second, up to the quarter pounds. We work into 1 and 2.
With just 8 to go, that work has to happen quickly.
Oh,
and it's
my Lord.
not going to happen.
Good
Made
grief.
it through half a lap. Well, let's see what happens here, because it looks like whatever happened, it happened quickly.
Like there's a stack up there in front of Corrales Steel, and a little bit of contact between him and the 66 machine. So it's the 01 machine for a ride he wasn't looking for.
go, on field. Let's watch the wave back for a second here. Ooh, big crashes here from that last one.
It's a domino effect. It happens. A little bit of a checkup in front of the 01. He gets into the back. Somebody gets into the back of him, but it was offset. Good Lord, they're wrecking out of turn 2.
Come on. Ooh, look at that. Look at that on the replay. That was a wild snap.
Yeah, that was after the initial wreck. Here it is, right here. You see just a bit of a checkup there off that 3 machine. Corrales gets into the back of him. It slows him down. He gets tagged from behind, hooked, because it was off center, and I don't know how we're wrecking after the caution. This is just pretty well foolish, if you ask me. This caution had already waved the wreck on the front straightaway, and Drew Paleschi's night, unfortunately, gets disintegrated.
Looks like folks are stacking up yet again. This is going to be I believe this is going to be, no, 6 to go. So we're not quite yet at the green, white, checkered stage of the evening. Lights are off. Right? Yep. No, not quite.
So another,
Terrible lighting.
another lap around here. Everybody single filed up. This would be the lap where they pick their lane. And I'm board with Justin Lewis here. Creeps around here.
Good.
You know, Justin Lewis has got to be sitting there behind the wheel thinking right now, of course, once I get the lead, you guys have to wreck every 2 seconds. Because
Right.
it has not been an easy road for him this season. You know, bad result at Daytona, getting caught up in some wrecks. Bad result last week at Bristol. And it just feels like he's been the butt of every joke, even though it's not been of his own doing. You know, you haven't seen Justin Lewis throw a wheel in the wrong direction. It's just been all around him. And, you know, he was so dominant last season, but we end up with a bigger field of cars. You end up with a bigger skill gap. This year we've got, you know, a full field every week, which is incredible. J&M has done an amazing job in the offseason recruiting new drivers. I mean, we've had go or go homers every week here.
That's true.
Problem with
That's
that
true.
is, though, you end up with a bunch of new faces, a bunch of different driving styles, a bunch of guys that don't necessarily know how to race around each other, and occasionally you get those guys that don't, you know, for lack of better terminology, know exactly what they're doing at the same time, and, you know, mistakes are made. And, you know, the more cars you have on track, the more of a liability and more of a risk you have. And unfortunately for Justin Lewis, you know, we saw him, you know, go all the way to the back of the field and drive through last year. It's a lot more difficult this year with the dirty air and the changes they made to this car, combined with the fact that you've got a bunch of extra cars out there. And, you know, some of those guys just aren't 100% certain on how to make the right moves at the right time.
Yeah, and that's a no offense statement there. It's literally just the right move at the right time is how you play this game. You know, it's a coin flip that's weighted in 1,000 directions. So being able to figure out exactly what to do and when, well, that's why we have professional race car drivers, and these guys are about as close as you can get.
Work into the J&M restart zone here. Justin Lewis with the nose. The green flag is back out. And the 7 machine standing on the loud pedal, going to build himself a nice advantage in there, wrecking in the back again.
Oh, man. Now the excitement has gotten to a fever pitch, and now it's starting to just deteriorate the condition of the race, unfortunately. We're not even getting past, first it was a half lap, now it was a quarter lap. Then it was the line. I don't even think they got past the line that time. We went green, and then we just stopped. What a shame.
Yeah, it's just
Sounds
a
like they're
restart
talking about
stack up
gaps.
there.
Yeah.
Just
People being way over aggressive. You know, it stinks when you're this far in the back of the pack, but you can't run over the guys in front of you trying to get to the front. It just doesn't work.
We got cars trying to get themselves. Here's the replay of them getting themselves out of the grass and back on the road. Ooh, look at that front right.
Yep.
Just shattered. Just shattered.
I mean, you've been. I'd said when we got to that 20 lap to go mark with that first caution that it was about to get pretty chaotic, and you know that sixth sense that I've got from doing this for a couple years now is really starting to weigh in. Let's see.
Right now, I want to throw out a big shout out to our viewership. We got 66 viewers out there on the grid right now watching. Thank you very much for your support, folks. Really love to see it. Love to have you. And if you're a new watcher to Grid Vision, it's great to see your face, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Please head over to gridvision.live if you want to and check out all the great stuff we've got in store for you here on Grid Vision. If you're a driver, especially head over to gridvision.live because you can upload your driver information totally free. And if we get you on the broadcast, we'll be able to have your name, your stats, your bio, keep track of how far you've driven, all kinds of fun stuff. So please head over to gridvision.live and check it out. And once again, welcome everybody. It's great to have you here on Grid Vision.
Yeah, it is absolutely great. I mean, I remember the days when we had what felt like next to nothing for a lot of our broadcasts, and you know, here this season, seems like a lot of y'all have been coming back and enjoying what we've been putting out, and just huge appreciation for me as well as the rest of our crew up here. It's been a blast seeing this channel grow over the last couple years. And it's all thanks to dear leader Austin Derbyshire. He is the greatest producer in the business. My job does not at all weigh on all the nice things that I say about him during our broadcasts. And he's not forcing me to say this in any sense of the term, and I'm under no duress.
Yeah, that's how he gets
and also, he has an exceptional hairline.
So handsome. It's that
Never makes any
Burberry he
mistakes.
wears. It never makes any mistakes. Oh, God knows we don't, right?
You talking about? My nose was always this color.
Ah, yeah. Like Leland Palmer from Twin Peaks. Your hair is going to turn gray overnight.
As long as you end up looking like Leahy and not ended up looking like Logano from this, we should be all right.
I am the overlays, Randy.
Well, Walter White is a good call, too.
Walter White is a good call, yeah. And you know, to be fair to Logano, if he may not have a choice but to look like that. I want to give him. I'll give him that much credit at least. I'm not a big fan of his
he doesn't
driving,
have a choice.
but...
That was definitely a low blow, but come on, man. How many years have I watched him wreck my favorite drivers?
Roger that. Roger that.
Our producer says 2026. The guy's a millionaire. He has a choice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's got the cash. He
That's
can fight the look. It's true. It's true.
Well, one person not trying to fight the look right now, though, Justin Lewis, trying to keep looking up at the front of the pack as we work into the restart zone for hopefully the last time, and we are back underway. And keep an eye on the peanut gallery back there, because that might change it all. A little bit of a dive down to the bottom three. Going to have to let him back on the track, though. Heavy contact a little bit further back. Ed Teasley's going to be ready to get to the back bumper of that machine as soon as he can. Up at the front of the pack, though, Justin Lewis still with the advantage over the field into 3 and 4. It's now Austin Call trying to close in. You see him dip the nose of the car down to the seam here, trying to get clean air to it. A little bit of extra rotation. The lights have come on here at Auto Club. But across the stripe, one lap. No, the caution's going to wave because they're wrecking in the back.
Nope.
No yellow.
We got the white
This is
flag.
it.
Let's keep it going, buddy.
In through 1 and 2. It's been a season of heartbreak so far for the 7 machine. If he can just make it through 2 more sets of corners, he's got it made. Up, out, down the back straightaway now with the advantage still over Austin Call. Does Call have anything up his sleeve? You see him start to close the advantage a little bit down into 3 and 4. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. Justin Lewis going to take the air off the nose of the 18 machine. Austin Call is not going to have anything to fight back with as we come out of turn 4 for the final time. Down the long front straightaway, enough gas in it. The stripe is right in sight, and Justin Lewis is going to win at Auto Club.
That's a sweep for 1320 Racing Enterprises. Austin Call just comes in second, Maxwell Caldwell in third, and Trevor Dalton in fourth, making it actually a quadfecta of cars from 1320 Racing. 4 of them in the top 5. With the 6th car, Todd Merkel, just barely outside the top 5. 1320 Racing has dominated here at Auto Club Speedway on the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series.
What a great run for these guys, but what a great run for Justin Lewis. Such a difficult start to the season. We've documented it time and time again. And finally gets the job done here. It's a clean race, doesn't get caught in somebody else's mess. And well, I know he's going to be celebrating when he gets up here in the booth. You watch him burn it down here on the front stretch.
Bring it down, burn it down. You've earned it, my friend. Justin Lewis, what a drive tonight, what a win. He had a very dominating drive himself during the course of the evening. A very, very good drive out of the 7, a strong one. And now he's got such a great thing to show for it here. Victory lane is his.
The whole team's burning it down here with him on the front straightaway too. Caldwell and Austin Call as well. Here they come in here and join in with their buddy as you see Justin Lewis stick it up to the fence, Kevin Harvick style, trying to get as much out of those rear tires as he possibly can for the motor pops. And now driving into victory lane.
All right, all right. And here are the results. Let's go ahead and take a look at them and break it down. Justin Lewis was your winner with Austin Call in second, Maxwell Caldwell in third, Trevor Dalton in fourth, Drew Calver in fifth, with Landon Kano, Peyton Holland, Todd Merkel, Joshua Yarborough, and Caleb Elswick rounding out the top 10.
Went home in 11th place with a great recovery because it was a difficult start to the night. Ronnie Hurst in the 22 machine. The 12th position going to be Bill Hagan, who we saw spun around about 15 laps ago. Thad Teasley coming home 13th, with 14th going to John Bradford. Cale Peterson, last week's winner, coming home 15th. 16th place going to Jacob Zala with Jacob Prince in 17th. 13th going to Brian Curry, followed by Mark Kazin and Carlos Steele round at the top 20.
In 21st, it's Logan Wilson. 22nd, Jose Medina. 23rd, Rylan Long. 24th, Michael Matta. 25th, Andrew Pileshi. 26th, Jordan Massey. Then we have Sean LaGrave, David Vodica, Charles Wilson, and Jay LaGrave in 30th.
31st going to Federini with Michael Prachik in 32nd. 33rd going to Zeth Hawley with Jonathan Casabear in 34th. 35th place going to be Ryan White, followed by Ronnie Welchel, Mike Boone, Brady LaGrave, Terry Litweiler, and Matt Davies ran out the 40-car field.
And finally, we had John Kelly, Ryan Fuchs, Scott Ford Jr., and Aaron Sellers at the back of the field there. I don't believe they actually took the field.
Yeah. I think those were go or go homers tonight.
There you go. Yep. So we'll see you next week. Hopefully, fellas, get you back out here. It's a full field every week on the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. And, folks, you just saw 102 laps of Auto Club Speedway. Look at that. Oh, isn't that cute? The 94 and the 7 both sitting out there on Victory Lane. That looks fantastic. And the Fuzzies Premium Vodka Victory 19th hole Victory Lane.
They got another one coming. Austin Paul's going to roll up here into the victory lane as well.
I like
Good
that.
photo.
I like having all 3 cars there. Oh, look at that. Nicely done.
That's good.
That's gonna be a wallpaper on somebody's PC after tonight.
I sure hope so. I sure hope so, my friend. And speaking of, we are going to now talk to some of the drivers who won it all tonight. And we've got Maxwell Caldwell up in the booth right now joining us. Maxwell, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. I got a copy.
Yeah, all right, all right. Hey, you guys, your 1320 guys took home quite a few places tonight, my friend, and you had a pretty good drive too. How was the experience from your point of view of just being up there running with the pack?
I mean, it was good. We had a strong car in practice. I mean, it was a little snug, but felt good about it. Qualifying didn't go quite the way I thought it would, so we kind of started a little deeper. And then we decided to start saving fuel. At least I did right from the get-go. I saw the laps, I saw it going green, and I was clutching the first 2 runs every single corner, just trying to maximize those fuel runs because nobody else was going to make it but the 94, and so it was going to be real nice to shorten that up by a stop. But an untimely yellow with the 3 car, don't know what happened to him, but he was just parked on the front stretch, kind of ruined every bit of that. So, and Justin had just pit for tires. So, like, I couldn't really come in and get him without losing the track position. So, Justin had the tire advantage on me and Austin, and then the restart chaos got buried all the way back to 6th at one point. So, to recover there for 3rd, we'll take it. It's just not exactly what we were looking for, but good, solid run for the team.
Yeah, heck yeah. Really good, solid run for you guys. You said the car was a little tight. Was that something that did you guys do this build and just kind of think that tight was going to work for you guys more often, or would you prefer the car a little bit looser for a situation like this where you got multi-groove racing?
Man, I want that back end hanging out. I want to play with that throttle in the corner and just kind of like Atlanta style, just kind of feather that throttle, really play with it. That's my strong suit, especially if you're ripping up top and you're having to baby the thing. Sitting here going in the corner in the right front just melting off, it's not cool. So the first 2 full fuel runs we ran on the same set of tires, and when I pitted, and I was me clutching every lap, right, not really going hard, still had the right front at 55%, and I mean the rest of the tires were in the 80s, high 80s. So it was just a right front killer tonight, and that's typically setups that don't work well for me. So surprising to have run as well as we did, but just I wish some things could have went the way I needed them to. I had that first caution go really well for me on fumes and having to pace around. But, no, I mean, still a solid night. But, yeah, no, the car was just tight's not good for me. Loose, I like loose. Justin likes loose. I think Andrew and Austin have preferred a little more tight. But, yeah, we made 3rd out of it, so.
All right. Very good, my friend. Anyone you want to give us a little shout-out to this week?
Absolutely. First and foremost, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. What a blessing it is to come and run with Ronnie and Josh over here at DV8. Them starting that league last season. I know it was some growing pains, but look at it now. 4 weeks in a row where we've had full car fields. I haven't been a part of a league in a long time that's done that. So blessings just to get to come and run here each and every week with some amazing teammates. Got to thank the league admins, Josh and Ronnie, for putting it on. They put a lot of work in this. So thankful for them guys. My teammates, Trevor Dalton, Justin Lewis, Austin Call, Andrew Pleshy. Andrew did not get a fair shake there at the end. He kind of got bullied and didn't get the finish he deserved. He was running well all night. So shout out to him. He'll come back next week. And then got to thank Merkel Racing Engines for being on the hood, and can't forget Todd Merkel on the team either. He had a solid night, and he's really having some solid runs as of late in multiple leagues we're doing. So that's really impressive to see. And even tonight, I mean, landing there P8, that's really solid for him in a 40-car field. So he's normally a mid-packer. So great job, Todd. And just, man, thankful for you guys in the booth. Y'all, I say it every week. When I go to watch these things back, y'all have the absolute most professional looking broadcast out there. And I mean, it's just a pleasure to be able to be on you guys' screen and having you guys call these races each and every week. Y'all do a fantastic job.
Oh, thank you, my friend, and congratulations to you again for that 3rd place finish. I always appreciate having you up in here in the booth, and we hope you do well at Kentucky next week.
Maybe 2 positions better would be best.
Or in 2 weeks from now, yeah. We've got, maybe a few positions better. How about that? All right. Maxwell Caldwell, everybody. Maxwell, you take care. Have a great rest of your night, okay?
You too, guys. Thank you.
All righty. That was Maxwell Caldwell, third place finisher here tonight from Auto Club. I'm going to go ahead and pass the microphone on over to Sheldon Atkins, and we're going to get second place is Austin Call up here in the booth. Take it away, my buddy.
Well, he wasn't hurt, and he did make it work. Driver of the Affleck Toyota Camry, Austin Call, and after a great run here tonight, I mean, you were in the picture a majority of the race this evening throughout all of the chaos that we saw, especially in the end stages. Just tell me, what did it feel like running at Auto Club, and how much fun are these Gen 7 cars here at the Speedway?
Dirty air, a lot of it. A lot of this race I was just fuel saving, so that wasn't very fun. But really, the multi-groove racing was a blast whenever I was actually trying to go fast. Multi-groove racing is always fun. Unfortunately, it wasn't as hot as we were hoping it was, so it was a little bit tight. But overall, the racing looked great until the end. And I'm glad we got a 1, 2, 3, 4 finish for Todd Merkel. And
So another really solid weekend for the 1320 guys. Another great race in a long line of many for you, Austin. But we do have to address the elephant in the room. Justin Lewis has found his way back to victory lane. Do you think the rest of the field can handle that?
I mean, for this race, yeah, he made it. I think he'll wreck a few times. He's probably listening to this, but he'll never escape the Kyle Larson comparisons. So he'll do this, and then I don't know where we're racing next week, but he'll probably end up on his lid or something.
Big Kentucky. It'd be impressive. I haven't had much of a serving size at Kentucky because he got rid of it. If he does find a way to flip at Kentucky next week, he will be the first person I've ever seen flip at Kentucky.
I saw someone flip at Bristol in another league last week, so I mean anything's possible.
Yeah, but I mean,
if you hit them hard enough.
You got the angled walls and 120 wrecks. Anything's gonna happen there. Kentucky's rare, but a strong run tonight and great car under you. Looks like you're poised to do well next week. How are you feeling about Kentucky next week, anyway?
I have no idea. I've ran one race, 2 races ever there, and one finished 4th, one wrecked out. So could go either way. Hopefully, I can just save tires, keep the car in one piece, not get ran over by my teammate like I am right now.
That's fun for us to watch up here.
And hopefully keep it in one piece and get a top 10, because that's really all my goal is, just get top 10s every week.
Well, Austin, you put together a great run tonight, well within the top 10. Round things out here from us this evening. Just want to know, who all do you want to thank and shout out for this podium finish this evening?
Well, I got to thank my teammates, obviously, Justin, Maxwell, Trevor. Apologies to Trevor for last week. I made him take the bottom when he jumped it. Todd and Andrew. Andrew is not very happy about today, I can tell you that. Then I got to thank my family for letting me do this. These great pushes from Maxwell Caldwell, by the way. These are awesome.
Yeah, we're getting it on
and got to thank my
too.
grandma for. I don't think she was watching today, but she watches almost every race.
Wish you can always grab it on replay. Thanks for coming over here and talking to us tonight, Austin. Congratulations again on the second place, and might want to put a stop to Max because I don't think the Fab Shop guys are going to be really happy with what he's putting to the back bumper of your Camry right now.
Yeah, he's just having a fun time. All right, thank you guys.
Have a good evening, buddy. I'm going to hand it back on over to Joe LaCastro now with our race winner, the driver of the lucky number 7, Justin Lewis.
Hello. Justin, can you hear us up here in the booth?
I got you, boys. Finally.
Yeah. All right. Here you are, first place in this race. Now, I think that was your first place, and in the series. When's the last time that you won a race here on the J&M Group Series? Was that last year sometime?
Yeah, last year we had some stuff going on there late at the season, or I kind of had to miss some races and put me in the 8-ball, or behind the 8-ball, I should say. So, good to come back this year. Love the car count. It's just I have had the worst start to a season, I think, in anyone's career. I mean, get wrecked leading at Daytona. I get wrecked leading in Atlanta, but then he got loose and got into me, killed my car. Then Bristol was kind of a dominate the race, catch a little bit of apron, coming off the corner, fence it, brake the car, I've got no brakes, and then I get put back in the wolves, and we all know how that goes. So
yeah,
glad that. Good Lord, I'm glad this isn't a direct drive. God. Jesus.
Oh yeah, you would have had some broken thumbs if this was a direct drive situation.
I watched that setup for about the last 30 seconds. I could see the thought process in Austin's head there.
Yeah, oh my God.
Well, now we've got you here in victory lane. Congratulations. Yeah, you were sitting down in the middle of the pack. And now we've got you up here in first place. You led quite a good number of laps here tonight. Also, you led 38 laps with a couple of changes. You actually led almost, I think, the majority of laps led might have been you tonight. So, what you guys in the 1320 team? You guys have all had such a fantastic setup this week. That car, we talked about it a little bit with some of your teammates. It was a little bit tight, said Maxwell Caldwell. But how did you find the car on the surface tonight? It looked like there was a lot of room to play, but then by the end of the race, things changed a little bit. Did that seem accurate?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it kind of felt the same. It felt like it might have tightened up a little bit toward the end, but I was just trying to save tire a little bit early, like not as much as those guys were, but I don't know. I have a big thing. If I try to do what they do, I just do it worse. So what's the point? And then as far as that goes, you know, I was in the lead and I need the points. So let's go hunt down and get some laps led and just kind of see where it goes. And honestly, that pit stop at the end there was just a flat out like, well, let's try it. I mean, we were running like 8th. Kind of knocked the wall down off of 4 a little bit, following everybody else, and apparently it didn't hurt anybody else but me. So I was like, great, it's just week number 4 of pure hell. Let's just start this over. And I kind of just decided, you know what, let's just pit here and see what happens. Well, I hit the pit road, got in pits, got about halfway down, the yellow comes out. I was like, I wonder if I can get these tires on. So I was going to take 2 and just enough fuel to finish to see where we ended up. Well, I see the yellow, so I heard it clicked over and went to 4. I was like, we're just going to see what happens. So luckily, I didn't get lapped down. Usually, anytime I pit like that, you know, it pins me a lap down, and then there we are with fresh tires and no room to run. So, yeah, it's been it's been a crappy start, for lack of a better term, for Monday. So hopefully we can start this and turn it around. I don't know where we're at next week. But this wasn't the one I figured to get the first win at. Usually that's this place, if we go green. Andrew and I have had a great battle here. Max is pretty good doing some different stuff like the fuel and running the bottom. And Austin's kind of hit or miss. And then Todd had a good run the night too. So, yeah, we're just going to try to keep this kind of momentum going. You guys aren't the only league. My Wednesday league's been the same thing. It started out crappy at Daytona. I've got the Kyle Larson season starting. So we're going to try to turn that around and see where we go from here. Alrighty, my friend. Very good. You looking forward to Kentucky? Oh, Kentucky in this car. That sounds... Is it day or night?
Oh, I don't know. It's a good question. It sounds dicey either way. It's going to be... Yeah, I just got Kentucky. I don't have
all right. Well,
night race here, day race here. I'm not really sure.
I'll tell you this.
Do we have legacy or...
Yeah, that's the question.
Modern. That's the real question. Like, are we?
I think it's
are they going to be drive? Okay, because if it's legacy, they're going to be driving off into potholes, and we don't know how this next gen car does. We saw that at Chicagoland last year, and I think part of my brain cells are still there from last season as well.
Yeah, I was going to say the old one. That was the fun one in my opinion. Yeah, the new one would be way better for this car. I don't think you want to sit through that either. No. But all in all, I don't know. I don't think I've ever raced this car there. At least not since the first year this car was out. I think that maybe there was one or twice I may have ran it, and that was many iRacing updates ago. So it's not the same. So yeah, we'll just to see how that goes. I mean, usually my whole group kind of adapts to that stuff pretty quick. I mean, we go somewhere new, you'll see us all probably run on the top 6. And if we don't get into something or cause our own problem, so we'll be up there. Glad to finally assist in helping the team. I've given Andrew crap the last couple weeks because he turned me on our Daytona race in this league, and he turned me last week at Daytona the same way. I was like, dude, what is going on with you? Is it the car? Do you hate my face? Like, what is it? So Yeah, I'm just ready to. Hopefully, we've turned this momentum around for on Mondays for sure, and then hopefully I can carry that into the big one on Wednesdays for us.
You got it, my man. Well, we look forward to seeing you in Kentucky, and we will be checking in with you soon. Is there anyone you want to give a quick shout out to or a thank you?
Yeah. I was gonna say I thought you were gonna be done with me, but yeah, thank
Not
you guys. You guys, this thing looks sick. You guys have done a really cool job. This broadcast is probably by far the best broadcast I've seen, even with some, fancy leagues that I've seen put, it was a PGR. This looks better than them even, so it's crazy. They run like a 3,000 to win race for Daytona before the year started. So you guys do kick-ass job with your broadcast. You guys do good. It's always fun to go back, Tuesday mornings for me, since I usually try to be up bright and early. And, I'll be up in 4.5 hours. So it's always fun to go back and try to watch that, to try to wake up in the morning. And also just thank Ronnie and Josh. They've done a great job. I've never seen a league start out to where we've sent at least 3 to 5 cars home for 4 weeks straight. Usually you kind of get that group that's like, Daytona, you do that, but then we're race 4 and we're sending people home, which I hate that. I wish we didn't have to, but that's racing. If you ever go to a dirt track, you can't throw 62 sprint cars on a racetrack. That'd be pure chaos. But that, and then again, 1320. We've all give each other crap all the time, but we really do. When we have to focus in and run good, we usually do pretty good. So I was glad to finally assist in that and finally get our team points situation looking better. And Todd, he was having a good run today too, so hopefully he can keep his momentum going. So we'll move to Kentucky and just try to carry it on.
You got it, my friend. Try to carry it on indeed. And hopefully 1320 will continue to carry on that great success you guys have had. And we'll see you, hopefully, the rest of you, all 3 of you, all 4 of you, 5 of you guys up here on Victory Road again.
I hope so. We'll see you later.
All right, take it easy. That was Justin Lewis, everybody, our winner here at Auto Club Speedway on the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. And with that, our broadcast is going to spiral to an end. Sheldon, what's your reaction walking away from Auto Club, man? How you feeling?
Well, it got chaotic there towards the end, but the first 3 quarters of the race was absolutely incredible. Classic Fontana racing action, multiple grooves, different lanes, all about staying out of the dirty air, and a lot of good forward momentum for some of these guys a little bit later in the further in the pack. Definitely got a notebook. Some guys I'll be keeping my eyes on here in the next couple weeks. We'll get to that next week, though. But congratulations again to Justin Lewis, because this one was a long time coming. The dry streak finally over for the 7 machine, and hopefully Lady Luck shining on his side a little bit brighter than she has been.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I had a fantastic time. I don't get to see a lot of races from Auto Club, but it's not one I'm going to forget. All that multi-groove racing, man, that made me dizzy. But I'm excited for more racing here from the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. These guys put on a good show, and thank you again to the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series for putting on such a fantastic show for us here and everybody watching. And for you guys watching at home, thank you for joining. 66 viewers at our peak. That was fantastic. Really, really great to have you. Spread the word of Grid Vision around. Share the link. Spread it around. Let's get some more people in here so we can have some more fun. And from the entire Grid Vision team, folks, I want to thank you for watching and participating in the chat, especially for participating. We had some great chat participation today. For more information on getting your league broadcasts that are supported by gridvision.live, contact us on Facebook, Discord, or info@gridvision.live. And a big special thanks goes out to Andrew Cardinal IV, as usual, of Whiplash SimCams for providing the beautiful cameras we use on all of Grid Vision's broadcasts. Congratulations one last time to Justin Lewis and the whole 1320 team on winning tonight's race from Auto Club Speedway. This has been Joe LaCastro, Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Derbyshire. And hey, we'll see you next time on the grid.